At 3:17 a.m., the house inhaled. Not figuratively, not metaphorically. The walls expanded, the floorboards creaked outward, and a deep, wet breathing sound filled every room, slow, deliberate, alive. Ethan Cole sat upright in bed, heart pounding, staring at the ceiling as dust rained down like ash. The house had never done that before. And that was the moment he understood one terrifying truth. The house knew he was awake. 1. The perfect mistake. When Ethan and his wife Lena bought the house on Blackwood Street, everyone told them it was a mistake. The price was absurdly low for a 3-story colonial home with a basement and attic. Real estate agents avoided eye contact when answering questions. Neighbors smiled politely but never lingered. People exaggerate, Ethan had said. Old houses make noises. They needed a fresh start. After the loss of their daughter, Maya, silence had become unbearable. The house, large and isolated, promised distance from memories. On their first night, everything seemed normal, until the clock stopped at 3:17 a.m. It never worked again. 2. The first signs. The house smelled wrong. Not mold, not decay. It smelled warm, like skin. At night, pipes knocked in irregular patterns, almost like someone tapping messages. Lena complained of headaches and dreams where she wandered endless hallways that didn't exist during the day. Ethan noticed doors never stayed fully closed. The basement door was the worst. Every morning, it stood open by a few inches. 3. The basement. The basement stairs descended into darkness thick enough to swallow sound. The air grew heavier with each step, pressing against Ethan's chest. At the bottom, the walls were scratched. Not randomly. In rows. As if someone, or something, had tried to claw its way out. There were words carved into the concrete. They overlapped, messy, frantic. Let me in. I'm still here. Don't sleep. And, written over everything else. We breathe together. Ethan backed away. Behind him, the basement door slammed shut. 4. The child's voice. It started on the 4th night. A whisper through the baby monitor they had never unplugged. Daddy. Ethan froze. Maya had been gone for 3 years. The voice came again, closer this time. Why did you leave me here? Lena collapsed when she heard it. She begged Ethan to leave, to sell the house, to run. But the house wouldn't allow it. Every time Ethan tried to unlock the front door, his vision blurred. His ears rang. His chest tightened as if invisible hands squeezed his lungs. The house didn't want to be abandoned. 5. The walls. The walls began to pulse. Subtle at first. A faint movement beneath the paint, like veins beneath skin. Lena scratched at them in her sleep, fingers bloody, whispering apologies to someone who wasn't there. At night, Ethan heard footsteps inside the walls. Running, crying, sometimes screaming. At 3:17 a.m., the breathing returned, louder now. Inhale, exhale. The house's rhythm synced with Ethan's heartbeat. 6. The neighbors. An old man across the street finally spoke. You shouldn't have stayed past the first week, he said quietly. What is this place? Ethan demanded. The man swallowed. It's not a house. It's a container. For what? For everything people bury when grief is too heavy. Pain feeds it. Loss strengthens it. What does it want? The man looked at the house, its windows dark like empty eyes. To be remembered. And to be full. 7. Lena's descent. Lena stopped eating. She spent hours in the basement, sitting in the dark. "It's warm down here," she said once, smiling faintly. Like a womb. One night, Ethan woke up alone. Lena stood at the basement stairs, head tilted unnaturally, eyes blackened. "It says Maya is cold," she whispered. "It says if we stay, she won't be alone anymore." The breathing grew, frantic. The walls bulged outward. The house was hungry. 8. The truth. Ethan found old newspaper clippings hidden in the attic. Families who moved in after tragedies. Children who disappeared. Parents who stayed. Every article ended the same way. Bodies never found. House left empty. The final clipping showed a photo of the house, new, pristine. Below it, a single line. "The structure appears larger inside than before." 9. 3:17 a.m. The final night arrived without warning. The breathing shook the foundation. Walls split open, revealing flesh beneath plaster, red, pulsing, alive. Faces pressed outward from the walls, screaming silently. Maya stood at the end of the hallway. Or something wearing her face. "Stay," she said. "We need you to breathe for us." Lena stepped forward willingly. Ethan grabbed her, but the floor opened beneath them. They fell into darkness. 10. The basement below the basement. There was no floor, only layers of rooms stacked inside one another, built from bone and memory. The house wasn't possessed. It was built around something ancient, something that learned to survive by feeding on grief. It needed families. It needed pain. It needed lungs. Lena vanished into the walls, her screams joining the others. The house inhaled. Ethan felt his breath pulled from his chest. Epilogue. Weeks later, the house was listed for sale again. Fresh paint. New doors. Bigger than before. At night, if you stand close enough, you can hear it. Breathing. Waiting. And at 3:17 a.m., if you're awake, it knows.